Hi chums, I'm just going to get round to the other side of the camera here. Right, I'm in the greenhouse. I'm just going to turn this screen towards me. That's us now. Yep, everything looks okay there. Slightly different position, but it'll do alright, it'll do okay. Now, it's been a while, hasn't it? I haven't looked up YouTube, but it must be a couple of years since I've done this. So, welcome back, welcome back. I've had a lot of people asking me to do a potato reveal, and here it is. So, I hope it's worth the wait, you know. The other problem I had was that I only was allowed like 12 minutes on my memory card, because this camera's a HD camera. So it means that it only gave me 12 minutes on HD, and there's no standard definition on this camera, so everything's done HD, so I couldn't knock it down any, you know. I did everything before in 420, because that's what most people watch on. You know, it's okay for me to assume that everybody has high-speed internet because I have it and I'm out in the country. But I'm not out in the country in Texas or Wyoming, you know, where it's or Galway in Ireland, where it's hard to get a line in to get the high speed. You have to use satellite. And I have a friend, Steve, in Galway, and he said it's good, but the weather really affects the satellite. And we've had pretty bad weather here. We had the tail end of the hurricanes that the guys over in America and Puerto Rico and Cuba got. Wasn't that really awful? God help those poor people. It's really, really bad. And, you know, our thoughts and prayers are fine, but, you know, maybe put your hand in your pocket and send a few pounds to one of the aid agencies, because they do need help. Anyway, that's another issue altogether. I promise I will not talk about politics, even though I would love to see things change in America so that I can get back to not giving a shit about American politics, you know. I'm not going to go down that street because it has consumed my life. I never thought that I would become so obsessed with American politics. But, you know, I've never in my life gone to bed before worrying about waking up to a nuclear war, you know. So, but anyway, that's my political speech over. So we're back to potatoes. These are Cara, the old-fashioned one. Now, for the last 2 years, I've been putting in Cara that have been my own from the previous years, and they did fine. When the guys were in with the digger, digging the whole garden out there, they found where I'd thrown the potatoes into the compost heap, and they took them home and ate them, and they said they were absolutely fine. And some of them were like that size, you know, they're like twice the size of my two hands, you know, I have big hands too. So, what do you call it? They did really well, but I went and bought new seed and started again. So this is new seed you're seeing. I'm not going to weigh these and things. I'm not keeping a record this year because I'm just pleased I've actually got potatoes out at the end of it. You know, it's the only thing I grew. Even my tomatoes were a disaster. I didn't put any tomatoes in, but my friends gave me some, which was very kind of them. But then we had a really hot spell here around about June time, and everything was just a nightmare, you know. So these are Cara. Now I can see here immediately that there's some slug damage on those, but that's okay. That'll just wipe that off, and it'll be okay. And the reason is because it's been in too long. A wee bin there. So yeah, these have all got slug damage, but they'll be grand. We'll just peel those. I don't like peeling Cara though, because they're a very flowery potato, and they do better in their skins, you know. What I'll do is I'll start getting them out now, because that's not good. So what has been happening? Well, I'm not going to go back over 2 years worth of absence, you know. Suffice to say that I really needed to get a bit of a break from YouTube, not from the people, not from you people at all. Because you're the people that keep me doing this, you know. It's because of the lovely comments I get back that encourage me to keep going at this. But I just needed a break. I noticed that a lot of people who were avid video posters like myself have eased off, you know. Gary Entropy, he eased off it, and he's coming back again now. He didn't stop, but he did ease off, you know. And I know there's a few others, and I think we do reach a stage where the initial enthusiasm kind of burns off a wee bit, and you start wondering, am I still doing this as? Am I still not entertaining the people, but am I still giving the people what they would like? my subscribers have subscribed for a certain type of video that they like, and am I doing that, you know? So I took a break. There's another issue there, a more personal issue, that it's been almost 4 years since my sister died, and about 2 years ago, it kind of hit me very hard. Now, I wasn't sitting down in the dumps and moping and crying and getting on, you know, but it just knocked some of my enthusiasm away, you know, and took me a while to get over that. Now, anybody watching me probably wouldn't have known. Saying that, probably everybody knew, you know, but I think I covered it up fairly well. But at the same time, I went through a bit of a bad spell, you know. And it's just one of those things, you have to come to terms with things eventually, you know. And maybe that was the time that I had to address what was happening to me rather than what happened to my sister, you know. That might sound selfish, but it was maybe taking into account the whole distress and horror of the whole thing, you know. So thankfully now, I'm in a much better place now, you know. And a lot happier. But it's like people have been through this as a bereavement, and especially a kind of a horrific bereavement, like a suicide, you know. I'm sure they all have to come to terms with themselves somehow, you know. So that was kind of knocked me on the head a bit, and it knocked my enthusiasm, you know. The other thing then that happened is like a rolling stone. Because I wasn't working in the garden, I then decided that I would leave it for a year. Let it lie fallow. Well, let it lie fallow was an excuse for doing damn all, you know. But that happened for 2 years, and next year it happened again. And at that stage, the weeds had really got in. And when I tried to get them out, they were right down through the 9 inches of soil in the beds into the ground underneath. And there were big thistles and docks and stuff like that, which were going to be really hard to get out. Brambles even. So that's why we decided to clean the whole thing out and start again, because 22 raised beds were too many for me to manage, and far too many for my wife and myself, you know. The problem with vegetables growing is that your vegetables always come good at exactly the same time as they're cheapest in the shops, because everybody else's have come good as well, and all the commercial ones are out, you know. But the only difference is you have the quality of your own, which is a big difference, you know. So from that point of view, I would still grow vegetables. There's one particular carrot called Sweet Candle, and I'm going to do it again. It's a beautiful, beautiful carrot. It's a really nice carrot. And eating supermarket carrots since the last couple of years, they just haven't been the same. Now, I've never grown Sweet Candle before, but I was given some, and that's where I got my taste for them, you know. So what have we got here? That's not bad. There's about £4 there, maybe, you know. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, as I say, I'm going to have to clean those potatoes because they're a bit messy. They're a bit scabby, but they'll be okay. There's nothing wrong with them underneath, you know. So that's that. So there's where we are. Now I'm going to do 2 videos today. This is the Cara one, just to get a wee introduction and get back into the way of doing the videos again and talking to myself and the camera, you know. There's a mower going in the background. This is what happens. You decide, right, I'm going to do a video, and the next thing it starts to rain a wee bit. I was outside there, it was lovely. It was lovely in the sense that it wasn't raining, it was quite mild. And I was outside, and the next thing the rain starts coming, you know. So, and then my neighbour turns his mower on, and theirs is just turned off. Just at the moment the video nearly ends, you know. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff here, and I'm going to fire another video up in a few minutes, okay? So, all the best now, bye bye, and thanks for watching.